Hello guys, girls, and boys, Shrek's Relax is with you. I want to show you today a map for Minecraft. It is called Oshode City Final. As you can imagine, this is a fairly large city. It weighs 2 gigabytes, and I personally liked it very much. And I thought, why waste time in the creative to fly? This is pop, it would be much more interesting to survive in it. Links to everything that can be left in the description. I love urban themes in Minecraft. If I play it, then my main goal is not to pass the game or any previous achievements. I purposefully always look for a village, build it up, develop it so that it looks quite realistic, because in versions 1 and 14, the residents began to walk higher than the first floor, and there is no need to build a huge pile of doors. Who came up with this idea? Now everything is logical: one resident, one bed, one profession, daily routine, gathering places, and restocking. High-rise buildings, basements, various passages in general. It's great. I was waiting for this. You build a house, put beds, and a bell in the middle of the room. By the evening, the residents come together and start doing what you wanted them to do. Well, the borders of villages are now quite abstract. If you have a strong processor and video card, you can at least build a Hong Kong. And I would like only golems smaller, and then my Athlone X4 840, which is close to the performance of the elderly AI third. Well, it is dying. In the old world, I have 100 FPS outside of the city, and in the city 25, no good. I launched this world in versions 1 and 12, not even 1, 12, 2, or newer. Why is that? Yes, because with the performance in the new versions, I have a real problem. I do not know, apparently it was ruined completely for the guys who still have 7200 hard drives. Do you know what this means? Here I was loaded in this world in 1 and 12, I immediately have a map loaded, and FPS is normal, well, little lagging when loading. If there was an SSD here, as indicated in the recommended system requirements of the main, it would be generally cool. Well, you know that Java actively uses the swap file. But open version 1 and 14 or 1 and 15, and that's it. 400 FPS, and you are just in the sky. That is, you are standing in place as if where you should, but the world is not loaded. This may continue for several minutes. It helps if you pull the drawing range, but it's somehow flawed. If you die, the world will again be just as stupid to download. Well, a bunch of other problems, such as non-falling drop, not opening chests, lagging doors opening halfway. Some chunks can return to their original state. I once cut a piece of the house, and as if cut off the exit completely, all sorts of beds. The house was 3-story, well, at night began to fall in all sorts of brothers, such as zombies, creepers. In general, this is some kind of pain. I didn't have this for the 775th socket, you know. Therefore, 1.12 in my opinion, is the best in performance. And there are no sea devils, drowned men with tridents, they just get me. And in this version, the sea is calm. I don't want to swim at night. Fishing is fun without twitching. Underwater canyons, well, it becomes easier with underwater temples, although I, to be honest, have never climbed into an underwater temple, because it's not worth it. Just a block of gold and a sponge. Gold and so a shaft, useless especially, and instead of sponges professionals use gravel, or sand, or earth. Well, this is not a running thing, you know all for yourself. This world is quite rich in resources, so survival here will be quite calm. As usual, they limit themselves to something that is more interesting. On the contrary, our pockets will be torn from the benefits, but we will use them 100%. For any resources that you have long extracted in the ordinary world, you will shake, and here you will calmly part if anything, because there are a lot of them here. Stupidly relax, guys. We go to admire, fill the inventory. I would like to use shaders, but I can't even get a stable 30 frames when shooting them. Yes, and so the world is cool, and huge, the author's respect, you are cool. So we need to make some tools and get some food. By the way, another of the advantages of the Minecraft village, you can forget about providing food. Your food will always be alright. And I don't see any point in taking these various emeralds, they are probably not the only ones here, and secondly, I have not yet seen residents who can sell them all. Let them be. And so of course to demolish a foreign city, the dream of any griefer. Have you ever demolished someone else's buildings? In the old versions, the fire spread well, and the creepers exploded, but now what? How does one nerd hut, and it was built like this, on the sand, the walls of cacti, and inside chests? Well, I broke part of the cacti just knocking down the sand under them. The good in the desert sand on 7 to 8 blocks down grows, something pushed out with pistons well, and poured lava on top. It turned out pretty. And I will never forget how I drove the boys on the server with industrial craft. For those who do not know, such a global mod that adds electricity, a bunch of different mechanisms, power tools, even a nuclear reactor can be made. So, for wires we need tires. It is obtained by extraction from latex. Latex, in turn, can be collected from the heavier tree, it periodically spawns on the trunks. So, privat on the tree spread, and latex could be collected with a tap without problems. I jumped over a neighbor's fence, well, after making a trampoline. I found a bunch of trees and started collecting latex. 6 bastards ran out of the house, trying to take me down, all wrapped up in nano armor, with airships. Not here, it was the PvP is disabled. As a result, I collected latex, and they ran around and tried to catch it before me. Well, then I calmly climbed on their roof, and with a run in quantum pants ran away with a lot of latex, only me and saw. Here are the monsters. How did he get here in the first place when I blocked the door? Is there a second floor here? We're all going to bed, what's going on around here? In short, we will not have problems with loot from monsters, every house is made for grind. So maybe the Enderman can be found, and maybe the zombie resident can be cured. We'll see. Now we need to get out of bed and provide ourselves with food. Yeah, I figured out how the little zombie got here. Well, stylish, cool, yes. At a difficult level of difficulty, creepers blow up more space. Switchman, excellent. It will be useful for lighting, let's take a little. I would like to find more coal, so that there is something to heat the house, to melt something for example. I wonder if there are any underground structures here? I also wanted to tell you why I didn't run through the ship. It is cool and stylish inside, but there are monsters to be stunned, and the loot is 0. When I was driving around this world in creative, I went right where the signs were looking, and now we went to the right. But we still run everywhere. Horse would find it would be cool. I wanted to roll more mods maybe on cars or some air transport, but it's not interesting. With mods it is interesting to play, and when they are logical, that is, not complex and not easy, that is, those with which it is interesting to play, and not so in style, put, looked, deleted. No, just vanilla Minecraft One Love. Do you pay attention to how well the decorations are made in this city without mods? Mostly due to goals. Well, the flags are also healthy. Opachki, and here is this we need in industrial scale, and the without cowards we here will lie down under first research any homes. I don't want to. I also figured out where you can put a lot of gold. First, the golden apples, it's a lot and it is really possible to be invincible with them. Again, we need to get apples and we have a ball in our pocket refrigerator. You can also use gold, and not only it, in general, on the lighthouse. And third, the railway. If you properly saw down the railway, you will only need a stack of gold for a kilometer of the way. I think that this is relevant, perhaps we will wash down the slides. Until let lies, figs with him. Well, there is not much iron, we will collect it. There is still enough space in the inventory. I've been thinking about the chests that can be found all over the map, I'm sure some of them will contain exclusive belongings. You can still try to find the ender sound or file it down. I do not think that it is worth settling somewhere, because our goal is to see what kind of map is cool here, to see as much as possible and not to miss anything. Therefore, our clothes would be good to carry everything with you. Keto I missed, and we saw pumpkins. If they are here, you can use a good means of cleaning the premises the iron golem. As you know, difficulty only affects the player's damage, meaning any creatures deal the same damage to each other as they do to us on normal difficulty. Do you know about the properties of ordinary uncharted armor? Here's an example, you without armor on a light level of difficulty will receive the same damage as on a complex in a full set of iron armor. For example, an Enderman on a light difficulty level deals 2.5 hearts of damage, and the same in iron armor on a complex one. Similarly, for the dragon and Svinazombi, I mean zombie pigmen. And skeletons desiccants are able to put you in the same conditions for 3 strikes, and also run fast. But most of all, the difference between an easy and difficult level is noticeable when a creeper creeps up on you from behind. Absolutely in any armor creeper will not soak you on the lecture of complexity, if you were completely healthy. And on a complex one, only diamond armor can barely save you from a creeper. Apples to find or something like that. Can there be wheat? And if I do? Come on, you bony devil. You want to kill me? Yes, I'll kill you myself, undead, ghoul, come here, we need your arrows. It wasn't childish. And what is the logic? No creature can fry us anymore, I mean in overworld, but a zombie can. Kitomi again in nostalgia pulled, remember as went on its first server. Kit start, Suck my rod. Just was born in an open field and run survive. That's when I found out that you can eat rotten flesh. Previously, as it was, around spawn scorched earth, no grass, no animals, crooked boxes only behind a high fence, pillars of earth. Do you want to play a good game? You need to get away from spawn by 3000 blocks, but you still need to run it. And there are diamonds and monsters around, and you don't know anything. I only remember how to make a pickaxe and that's it. In the end, I got out somehow, sawed the box out of the ground, put the chest and the iron door. I thought no one could come to me. I go to the server in a couple of days, there is no house, only the earth in the air hangs, and it sounds hype. I was upset, thought 6 iron spent on the door, iron is the same value, so I thought at first. Back then, I didn't go to the caves, I was afraid of something that I didn't know, that is, I dug with my hands, to find a dozen or 2 iron ore was for happiness. Well, I was quite small. Then I met a guy in iron, I thought he was going to kill me, and he gave me half a pack of iron, and then we fought off the Enderman together. I then threw off more spider eyes, I thought that this is some valuable thing, aha. So here we have a cauldron of lava, we need to remember. We'll come here sometime with water, make a portal, or chop up obsidian for the enchantment table, if we can't find it somewhere else, of course. What's in the chests? That's right, nothing. Most likely both here, too, is empty. Well, there is nothing to catch on the stoves, of course. Do you want people to throw such a map at you and fill up all sorts of devices? There is not much to copy, you can immediately see. On many maps, it's just the districts of Ctrl-C Ctrl-V, I know how to do it, but here it's rich and with interiors. It is also necessary to measure the amount of work with the time spent, this is very useful for understanding the world. I'm basically not about Minecraft now, but about life. As they say, people can't work 100 times faster, but they can work 100 times slower very well. I know myself. Now time for bored midnight, there is no wood sleep or affairs do what important, I have there full of, and I gather not can nifiga, only in Minecraft am driving, normally. Although I don't seem to be quarantined all day, I work here. In short, I need a vacation and mud baths, that's it. It's a good thing I didn't get greedy for diamonds, or I would have lain down with all the loot now, oh coal, and appeared on the ship again, and I don't know where to go. In short, it will be necessary to clearly get somewhere, stake out a place so to speak. And then you can clean the house, and in hell for example. But first it would be good to get on some roof higher, but I do not want to climb the wall and spoil the appearance, I would like to go through the house and arrange parkour a new movement, the way of self-expression. To do this, we will need at least torches, it is not necessary to break through at random. Damn extra shoes, I don't care. Was whether you have such that have made you recognized cool armor, enchanted and not want its carry on appointment because are afraid it's merge? In this world, you can drain at least everything, diamonds do not need to look for hours, they are under your feet. A really generous world turns out. And Minecraft is really quite a realistic game if you think about it. You just need to consider Steve not as one person, but as many. It transforms the world quite quickly, cutting down trees and wetting animals. And the world is huge. probably the same way people felt 500 years ago. Someone here says graphene is bad, cubes of shit, some shit for children or morons. But the joke is that the graphics here are so figgy that even begins to like it. If a person has such a joke in his head, something that does not look like real objects, it does not frighten. You treat them calmly. Real things don't scare you either because you know what to expect from them. But things that are close to real, but they are not, cause fears and various phobias there. Someone is afraid of dolls, for example, or mirrors. It is unpleasant to see any dead people, freaks of any there, or zombies. Do you understand? Or another good example, art, paintings. Beautiful paintings, realistic, nice to see, and some absolute abstraction, some futurism, you just want to burn. The same with games. Old games can be unpleasant right now, because developers went out of their way to do something plus or minus realistic in the newly emerged industry and the weakness of computer equipment, of course. Therefore, most of the cartoon games were successful, The Simpsons, Cars, and many others. So Minecraft, it does not have bad graphics, but cartoon, not like anything, so it interests and does not frighten. That's why so many children play it. As we were riding in the elevator, one boy held a pixel figure in his hands. We are like, what, Minecraft? And he says, how do you know? Keck. We know, of course, this is a game from our childhood. Streets with cakes, it's great, it's a pity that you can't take them with you, so the question of food does not disappear. Can something nutritious grow in the flower beds? In general, I have a good idea, but I will probably do it behind the scenes if necessary. No cheating, it just takes a lot of non-stop time. Not in this series. Cool basement, so many interesting things to do here. Oh, the coal upside down, dobity, aha, dobity dabudi, in short, get a bit to eat. If it was possible to take the borders of the portal edge, we would have taken them. And books us on the table. Enchantments will come in handy, remained only obsidian. Coal blocks are also suitable, each such block can fry 80 units of something. Only I forgot if they can be recoaled. It's like an elevator shaft, right? So they can try to get to the top, if you take more blocks or at least just water. Why did I come here, a surprisingly lit room, and I'm still looking at which house I should stay in. Oops. Oh, it wasn't a rock. It's time to get ready for bed. Stylish door, hi. Does it physically have an upper part? I've already figured out how to check it out. There is no means. A cool gate is obtained, no personal life for those who will live in this apartment. Nice house by the way, we can stay here, but for now let's go further. Oh, my god, lighthouses. There's no point in building a desiccator now. Now cleaning houses will be much more fun. Let's drop off here and finish our run. Let's return to this world another time, I answer, there are still a lot of interesting places here. Well, goodbye.